Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today unfortunately isn't a very positive video because what I'm going to be talking about and trying to fix is this absolute trash fitment from this Rexpeed piece. I couldn't be more disappointed in this item. Only bought this one because I saw three friends or three different cars that had this piece. I've always wanted the C-West style, so the raised in the carbon fibre. I had a charge speed style originally, which is also raised but not as high, so this is the one that I wanted. The charge speed one I had was a cheap eBay one, cost me $150. Fitment was great, didn't have a problem with it, just wanted to change to this style because this is the look I always wanted. And the fitment of this is just absolutely trash. It's a little bit better now because I've already cut at it with a Dremel at the back, but you can see over here sticks up a little bit. It's kind of hard to show in camera, but that side I can kind of live with. It's not the worst. But over here, which is the driver's side, so I can actually see this when I'm sitting in the car, it's sitting up. It's just absolutely terrible. So the camera really doesn't do justice on how bad it looks in person. I've had a few people ask me what's wrong with it, why does that stick up so high? And it actually was up a lot higher. So what I'll do is when I originally got this and installed it, I reached out to Rexpeed to ask basically, hey, what's going on? I've been sent a faulty one, the fitment's not very good, and I know the fitment is normally great on these. Basically, can I return it? And they asked for a video basically showing, they originally tried to say that I hadn't installed it correctly and then I needed to put the bolts in a certain way, which I don't see how it's going to make a difference, but I did what they asked. Obviously it didn't fix anything because when I just sat the piece on without any bolts, it's stuck up on one side, this side. It sat up quite a few millimeters, and obviously it's just the piece itself. It's not flat, it's not even, it's not being made properly. Whereas the OEM piece, obviously you sit it in without any screws or bolts and it just sits flat. Same with the other eBay one that I had, whereas this one wasn't the case. So after a bit of back and forth with them and then me saying no, it's nothing to do with the way the screws are put on, I've put washers on one side to try and even it out, I've tightened one side more than the other, all the stupid suggestions they made, obviously nothing was going to fix it because it's the piece itself. So then they asked me to send them a video of it sitting on the car with no bolts, and then lifting the bonnet, showing it from the other side that it wasn't bolted in and how it sat, then to put the bolts in and in one shot without cutting do the same thing, lift the bonnet up, close it and show how it sat with the bolts in. I sent them that, which I'll put an overlay right now on the screen of that video. I uploaded it to this YouTube channel and I just put it as a private video and sent them the link. They viewed it a bunch of times and they determined that that was actually perfectly acceptable fitment and that there was nothing they were going to do for me. That really disappointed me, to be honest, because yeah, like I said, I bought this piece from Rexpeed. I know they're a replica company anyway, they're not anything the best, but they're meant to be one of the more higher end companies that make carbon pieces that are sort of replicas. They're not cheap, they have a lot of support, they have their website, they have a lot of resellers, so I thought, it's risky buying anything carbon fibre. Obviously I know fitment is never perfect, but the ones that I had seen in person, it was really good and I was happy to live with it. This, I wasn't. So after them saying it's perfectly acceptable and there's nothing they would be willing to do, I ended up taking it off and dremeling the back of it. So if I open this up now, I'll show you. I've also added a bunch of washers, used the screws they sent just strip because I had to take it on and off so many times. But you can see here I've just absolutely gone in with a Dremel basically everywhere, but you can mainly see it there. When I take it off you'll be able to see a lot better, but I have taken a lot of areas off where it's sort of stuck up, so I've taken quite a few mil off here, so it is a lot better than what it was. Still, that is how it sits though, so you can probably get a better idea at this angle. So yeah, I'm just not happy with it. When I'm driving the car I can actually see this corner sticking up, and it just looks terrible. This front here also sticks up. So yeah, I mean, I can live with some of it, but the fact that they then said there is nothing they would do, I then sent them one more email after a month or so after I'd done this dremeling, and because I'm still just not happy, and I said, look, basically I want to know, do you want to replace it, or basically I'm just going to make a YouTube video for my channel, and rather than just make it private like the last one, I'll make a video talking about the whole situation and showing what I'm having to do to try and actually fix this piece, which I paid around $400 for. Actually, Letisha got it for me for my birthday, so it's really disappointing to her as well. The fact that she's gone and bought something that I said I really wanted, paid top dollar for it, considering it's a little, like I paid, you know, the carbon boot that I have is $800. Just this little piece was $400. So I thought, you know, being quality might be well worth it. It's, you know, it's the style I want, and it's a decent brand, so I know I'm going to get a decent fitment. I've seen them in person, but then for this to happen, it's kind of really disappointing. So yeah, that's basically the story. They then came back after I emailed them and said I'm going to make a video because yeah, I'm not happy. If they're not going to replace it, then I'm taking it off the car pretty much. I don't want it anymore, and I'll make a video explaining that for my channel. Not that I obviously don't think my channel's huge, it's not going to impact their sales or anything, but you know, I have under 3,000 subscribers and all, but that's still a few people that may end up buying their stuff and may be turned off if they see the way that their fitment is, and then their attitude towards dealing with customers. Because it's not just the quality of the item, it's also the customer service that I've received, basically blown off and told this is perfectly acceptable fitment, when we all know that it's not. So they then came back and said they'd be willing to exchange it if it's still in as new condition, which obviously it isn't. I then haven't then said back to them that I've actually dremeled it since, which I'm sure they would probably still take it back and exchange it, but the only way they would exchange it is if I send it back to Taiwan. After doing a little quote online, it was going to cost me something like, I swear it was around $100 basically to get it sent back, and a new one at my cost sent to me. So I'm thinking, do I want to spend $100 more and just end up with another one like this that they say is actually great fitment, perfectly acceptable, and nothing that they would be willing to exchange? I don't really think I will. So yeah, I figured, you know what, stuff them. I'm going to make this video. I'm going to take the piece back off the car, going to cut into it with the Dremel, see if I can make the fitment better. If not, pretty sure this thing's going in the bin. I'm just over it. So yeah, with that said, let's get this off the car and see what we're dealing with. So I just took the screws off, and here's how it sits with nothing holding it in. So yeah, it should sit flush. It doesn't. The reason why I had a different screw with a bunch of washers here was to try and hold this side down a bit better, which did help a bit, but still, if I take it off, here's what I've done to it so far. So yeah, you can see I've cut the absolute shit out of it on this side. And it actually did make it a lot better when I was comparing it to how it sat originally, but still not good enough. It's mainly the back now, so I'm gonna just have at it, cut at it more. I'm over it. I don't really care if I ruin this piece now. Definitely make sure I left this sticker on there because yeah, I want to show which company it came from. And yeah, just for example, I'm going to grab another one that I have and show you how another cheap eBay one fits in comparison. Alright, just for example, here's this really cheap eBay one that I had originally. Painted it white to suit Letisha's old rally art. So that's just sitting there with no screws. Actually put screws in. I'll pull this front edge down a bit, and it's maybe sticking up a tiny bit here, but again, once screws are in it, that holds it flush. So yeah, that's the difference. And then also I've come over to Letisha's car, and I'll show you the one on hers. It's also a cheap $100 eBay one, $150 max. So this is my old one that I gave to Letisha. again, much better fitment, and I could probably have been meaning to kind of maybe put a washer in down at this side, make it still a little bit more flush. But yeah, much better than the Rexpeed one again, and this is just a cheap $150 one off eBay, not the $400 Rexpeed piece. Okay, so got the piece off, got a little rotary tool, and yeah, I'm thinking this kind of area here is where it's the worst, so I don't know, don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Yeah, don't know if I need to take off here more, bit of here probably, bit of probably there, so I'm just going to go for it. Won't record because obviously it's very loud. Alright, here's where we're at. I have gone at it, taken a heap off, to be honest. Doesn't look like much, but I need to be careful trying to get these edges. Firstly, because here you can see I've actually gone through, so there's now not really a whole lot of structural integrity left in this thing. Can't really get the angle, but yeah, there is literally a hole now to the inside. So I thought maybe it was this section, so I've taken a whole bunch off here, a whole bunch more off here, and yeah, I kind of don't think I should really sand any further. So I don't want to go trying to get too much here. I did try that at the front originally and didn't make too much of a difference. What actually ended up happening was the rotary slipped out of my hand and actually caught a little scratch here, which I've filled in with some marker, but yeah, kind of really annoys me. So I don't really want to do that to this back section. So I think that's about all I'm going to do, to be honest. Let's see if it's made any difference whatsoever. So yeah, it hasn't. Yeah, you put the bolts in, holds it down like maybe, oops, holds it down I guess like that, but it's just, yeah, there's no fixing this. It's a piece of crap. It's, the mold's wrong, so I'm not going to cut this anymore because I'll probably end up cutting it and causing actual damage to it, like I already kind of have here. I've taken so much off, and now it's kind of ugly, to be honest. Like, if I was to keep going a little bit more, I'm gonna have to then paint this back section so it's not, you know, so it's black again, because it kind of looks ugly. Like when the bonnet's open, you can see the underside of this, so it's not really a nice look. But yeah, thanks to Rexpeed for the quality. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go one more little section, see if I can do anything. Like, it's hard to tell what, like you originally would think it's this little lip here that's stopping it from going down, so you think take a bunch off here, but I've taken so much off that section, it's not doing anything. So yeah, I'm just going to give it one more little try, and then we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, you know what? I'm over this. It's about where it belongs. Okay, so I just put the Rexpeed one in the trash where it belongs. Going back to the OEM for now, work out what I want to do in the future. So yeah, sucks. Back to the one that I already had that came on the car, but oh well, at least I don't have to worry about the trash fitment anymore. So yeah, a bit of a crappy video, guys. This kind of sucks for me. Waste of a few $100s and a birthday gift. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully this video will stop you guys from wasting your money, or just being at least aware that you can be better off just buying stuff from eBay. I would never recommend buying from Rexpeed. The reason why I thought it would be a better idea to buy from them rather than eBay was at least you have the customer service, because it's an actual company, not just like an eBay seller. But generally eBay sellers, you can get the money back from them. So yeah, I'd recommend buying from them in the future. You saw how the two eBay ones fit in comparison to the actual Rexpeed one, and this is the OEM one. Haven't even put screws in this yet, this is just sitting there. So I just need to find some screws, don't know where I've put them. But yeah, it's going to be the end of the video. So yeah, bit of a different one for the channel. Sucks, but is what it is. So yeah, we'll end it there. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll let you guys know what happens with this. I may even send this video to Rexpeed and see what they have to say. But yeah, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.